Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another script log. This is script log 31, I believe. That is very crazy. As always, my name is your German scientist. I am a Roblox scripter for the Roblox group Refined Gentlemen, and today I'm going to be showing off what I did. This episode might be a little bit boring. It might be a little bit longer. I'd say probably 7 or so minutes, but yeah. First thing I did, uh, setting works now. The animation will be changed later. That's why it was not working. There was a bug with the new animation, but I just changed it back to the old one. So, um, the main thing I did was this little guy over here. So, he does not work right now, but he is going to be the game's first hostile, the first NPC hostile, which will be very fun to code, but I will not be doing that right now. So, another major, or I should say another thing that pertains to this is, or I should say the only other thing, except for this minor little change, if you look, the, hold up, I'm sorry, uh, oh, there we go. So if you see the tween is a little bit quicker at the bottom and then slower at the top, that's just a quick little tween thing. But here is the main thing that I wanted to show off. This is incredibly cool to me. Um, but yeah, so I'm going to be doing more with this in the future. If I can find it first, so I can explain my. I don't know why I have such a sore throat, but here's what we have. So we have the tool module. This is what I had worked on before. This is where all the gun stuff is. But now we have a little bit more. So we have the gun class, which I'll explain in a second, and initiate tool attributes. So I'll explain this one first. So if I go back into Workspace, there is this little folder called Tools, and this is exactly what it's called. It's literally just all the tools in the game, right? Not a big deal, but it just helps organize and helps me code. So if we go back to where am I? Initiate tool attributes. So in the tool module, I added this little function called give tool attributes. Basically, it just iterates all over that folder that I showed you, and then if that folder has this first value as its name, then it's given this first value as the actual like tool, and the second one as the class, right? So yeah, this is basically just a big old table that tells what tool is what. So the next, or the biggest part that I wanted to explain is something called a class, which was yeah, I'd say it was quite difficult for me to learn. But yeah, so let me explain what this is by using Miro. One second. I just don't want you guys seeing a bunch of my personal stuff. Alright, so let me go to whiteboard. Why you know whiteboard? Why you know whiteboard? Give me 1 second, I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, here we go. So, here's basically what it is. I might actually split screen this, so it will be easier to see. So, if we look at this, we have local tools module, but we don't really have to worry about that. That's basically just the if I go back to server script service, that's basically just this module. It's nothing that major, but we're gonna go back into here. So it starts off like any other module because it's not necessarily what makes up a class. I just use it under a module because I like to put functions with the class. This is my first class, so I shouldn't say like I've been doing this for years and years, but yeah. So what I've learned is basically imagine this as the table, right? The module table. And so we have this thing called the index. So think of it like, let me give you an example. So at the end of this, I'm going to print out gun class, right? I print it out, and you see how it has colon create, colon new, and colon index. Basically, the index is it's like it's given what you're looking at and it looks at the table, right? So it's basically just a big old loop, right? Big old loop. So if we go back into gun class, um, it's just a function that takes the self, which is something I'll explain later, and then goes back in. So the main part of a class is making new things for that class, right? So we have gun class dot new, right? So basically what this does is let me get over base guns. So this is gun class dot new, and then it's basically given information about a new thing in the class. So you guys might be wondering, oh wait, ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. You guys, I'm just gonna close my Discord out. Sorry. You guys may be wondering what in the heck, um, whoa, what in the heck self is, right? What is that? So, a brief overview is self is basically when you have, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go back to basic math here. So, uh, probably somewhere around 6th grade, 7th grade, you probably learned that a function, right? So let's say function x is given an input, so that would be x, and it outputs y, right? So there's kind of it's kind of what it is. So imagine now we're given a function and we're given data, right? So this is the data here. We are given y, but now let's assume we use, so when we call functions usually, we call functions with a dot, right? Right? And you'll understand why this self is not working, but I'll explain it. So that dot is basically saying we look into this big old table and then we look for a function out of it, right? But whenever we use colon, we're also doing that, but there is kind of a redundancy or a given when we use colon. So now we'll say f and then colon this and then data, right? Output y. When we output y, we inside, while this function is working, it's also going to be given the thing that called it, right? So it's going to be given f and y. So in my case, if we go back to here, pistol, I can do pistol colon create, and then we don't really need anything, right? So let me explain what's going on. F in this case is the gun class that was originally made, right? And it has all of this data. Then it's basically the thing that was created. So if we look back here, self, I'll explain this too. So a meta table, I'm so sorry if this is not helping any of you. I'm sorry. I just thought it was cool. It's a really cool thing. I'll actually link a video in the description that helped me learn. But yeah. So this set meta table thing. Let's say this is what, from my understanding, this could be wrong, but this we say is the gun class, right? But the meta table is kind of like this table that is within create. So we have in this, or not create, dot new. So we have new, right? And new inside of this is, just imagine, so I'm gonna show this actually, new, and then we like look inside of it. I know this is like a horrible inset, but we have all of these little tables, right? All of these little tables, and they all like, you know, just bear with me. This is not looking too good, but yeah. So we have all of these little tables, right? So now if we go back into base guns, what this basically means is the gun class dot new. We're now referencing one of these tables because this is gun class dot new colon create, right? But we know which of the tables it is because we're given what data was originally fed, right? So if we go back into here, that is equal to self, right? So yeah, self, it just creates a meta table within gun class, right? So okay, then we have self, and then all of these dots are just things about the gun, right? It's just things that help us differentiate and, you know, use the data. So over here, the second part of a class is actually using that data to do something, right? So in our case, we're going to create a gun. We're going to create a clone of the original gun. And for that, we basically say we get self.model. So if we go back, since this is a colon, we're given self, which is, hold up, let me find it, pistol, right? It's given what class it is. So we get that. We have the clone, we have the name, we have the parent, and then I'll explain this in a second. But then we basically return the clone just, you know, in case, right? And the reason we return self here is so we can use it here. So if we look at pistol, it's going to make the class, and then pistol, the variable, is going to turn into the self, which is here, right? It's going to basically get rid of this. I mean, not really, but it's returned a value, so this value is basically like nullified, and then a new value is changed. So if I were to say return 2 instead, right? And then I go back into here, and then I just say, instead of this, for now, we're going to say print pistol, right? If we do this, you see it returns 2. Don't mind this, just don't worry about that. That is just when we were printing. But yeah. Wait, did that change? Yeah, it did. So, as you can see, pistol changes its value from the return. So it basically just makes that. Yeah. If you don't know what return is, it's a pretty easy concept, but yeah, that's the basics of that. Let's see what else. Yeah, so here I will show off my pistol create. So we go into here, and you see there are two pistols here. If we look before the game ran, there's only one, right? And I'll show you that they both work. Boom. You can drop them. Oh, what? The heck? I do not want this to be true. Oh, wait. Wait, why does that not work now? What the heck? I am so sorry, guys. I don't know why that's not working. But anyways, that is the basis of what is going on. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to show off. It's not that much, but I think it's pretty cool. Anyways, I will see you guys later, and bye.